Since I forgot during the unboxing. Hello YouTube, welcome back. The most awaited video on my channel, though I don't know about others. On my channel, most awaited 1 month iPhone 14 Pro review, the hands-on review for you guys. Although I did use the other iPhone, which is the 14 Pro Max, there's not any other difference other than the phone being bigger and the battery being bigger. Anyways, this phone, the battery life in this itself, I mean, Apple was claiming this year that the battery life is going to be much better than the previous iPhone 13s, but turns out this is a little weaker compared to iPhone 13s because this has an always on display. About that, I'll tell you guys a little further on in the video, so do watch the video till the end to know everything about this phone so far. And if you guys want to see more hands-on of this phone later on, do let me know in the comment section. Apart from that, moving on to the unit itself, the box, pretty useless. There's literally nothing in it. You might have to go ahead and buy a charger. This time I opted for a 30-watt charger, which is the fast charger for this iPhone. With the fast charger, I would say maybe it does affect your battery life, but I mean, overall, in the long term, I guess the voltage kind of might affect your battery's lifespan. But apart from that, it does charge the phone up pretty quickly anyways, even with the 20 watts. But if you want that extra edge, 30 watt, I'm using the Chroma one. You can go for the Apple one, anything is fine. With that out of the way, did not go out of the way, pretty well out of the way. So yeah, this is the unit itself, the 30-watt charger unit. In the pack, you just get the charging cable and the device itself. There's nothing else in that. And if you want to buy a 30-watt, like I said, Chroma is always there, a little cheap option, a little cheap way out of it. My bad, it was upside down. Not professional, isn't it? So yeah. And if you are using the phone, my personal opinion, go for a case. Anything could be, I would suggest go for a little decent amount of purchase, because I mean, if you're buying a phone this expensive, you might as well invest in a case which is a little expensive. It might protect your phone, because I haven't luckily dropped it yet. I don't want to, but still I've got a ding on my temper right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. The tripod fell over the phone and then poof, it's gone. Anyways, apart from that, yeah, if you guys did see this, I'm using a black always on display. It's not gonna change hell and heaven for you, but it will change a slight little margin of your phone surviving a little longer, because with this black display on, it consumes a little less battery. Good enough, not bad, but it does consume a bit of battery. Apart from that, like I said, I'm rocking this Caseology case, the Skyfall Blue. Pretty good enough. Although the case does, I mean, if you're going for a darker case, good enough, you're sorted. If you're going for a lighter case, and if you live in India, turmeric attack will be there. You cannot help it. There will be turmeric attack on your case. It's all over my phone. My hands get pretty turmeric-y after I stop eating food. I mean, I'm done eating food and it does get out of my case quite a lot. And you cannot remove it. There's no way out of it. So you can either opt for a darker case, or you can go for or you can just live with the turmeric. Apart from that, going ahead, about the Face ID. This year the Face ID is really amazing. Not gonna lie, I don't know how it was on the 13 because I haven't tried the Face ID. I haven't tried my own Face ID in a dark room, but on this it works even in the darkest room possible. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, and if you guys have, Let me know in the comment. And yeah, the Face ID works with black always on display as well. anyways, moving ahead from that, moving to the camera itself, the main feature, the main highlight of this year's iPhone. This phone, as of now, in picture quality does not beat the latest Google Pixels, although I'm a little sad with that because, as you guys can see, if you can read it, I lost a kidney for it. So anyways, Google Pixel is obviously better with the picture side of it. I will not deny that any day. But when it comes to video focus, this thing just is on top of the line everywhere. This just beats the market right now. Videos come out so crisp, and let me tell you about the action mode. My god, it works like a GoPro. Very similar to a GoPro. And I have tried the cinematic mode once or twice, not much. Good enough. And especially with the feature this year, the 24 FPS 4K for your cinematic mode, it gives some crisp cinematic feel to the video. I will try recording a few footages with this so you guys can view it right now. Oh, there was SNN written on it. And pictures, good enough when it goes. Although I did notice one thing, this year's iPhone does try to over sharpen the pictures to make it look more crisp, which kind of makes things look a little rough on the picture, but not a big deal. With ProRAW around, you can fix that any day. It does leave it at a 50 pointer mark, and then you can go minus from there, and then it does fix the picture at whatever you need. But I kind of prefer it being a little sharper. It gives that HD feeling, the pictures. Going to the audio recordings itself. Audio recording, sweet. It's crisp. And apart from that, well, the ProRAW and the ProRes, my god, good features, but my god, it takes a lot of storage. My god. It does take a lot of storage. It takes almost around 300 MB maximum, I guess. 300 MB, it is a big deal. 300 MB max or min, it is a big deal when it comes to a picture or a video on the iPhone, because you do know how important storage is on iPhone. And if you guys are going for something above 256 GB, keep in mind, if you cross around 500 to 600 GB, your phone starts throttling and starts doing all sorts of crazy shit. So if you are aware of that, be careful with your storage, even if you're taking a 1 TB, because it just starts lagging. Your phone will just become too damn slow and too laggy for you to use. And if you do want to enjoy the ProRes and the ProRAW feature of this year's iPhone, I would suggest you go for minimum 256 GB storage, because if you don't have that, you'll be spending all your time deleting pictures. Just have that in mind. Coming to the software update, it was pretty accurate. I did have a small little problem with the OIS, the optical image stabilization lens on this phone. That sensor had some kind of issue. When you use a third-party app, it would start rattling. I will put the videos for you guys on YouTube. I hope I didn't delete it. Even if I did, I hope I can download it. And moving away from that, the user experience point of sight, basically the audio, the gaming, the speaker especially, it's good. It's good. I do have a friend who did use 13 before, and he did tell me the same as well. And I do have a friend who had a 12 Max before, 12 Pro Max, and I have used his phone as well. I love the speaker on his phone that time, and trust me, the speaker in this one right now is 10 times better than those two. Just have a listen to it. I don't know if the phone can do the justice that is needed to be done for the speaker. So you get an idea of it. The bass is very, very punchy. It has very well defined segregated audio. You can differentiate between lows, mids and highs very easily. For a phone, it does shock me. It does have Dolby Atmos in it, so it does give you that surround sound idea of it. Just virtually simulates it for you, but it does work pretty well, not gonna lie. My sister-in-law was in the other room, and then I heard her bangle clinking in the video, but I thought she was there outside actually walking around. It did throw me off quite well. With the rattling camera issue, like I said, it was a little annoying. It did scare me a little bit because come on, this phone is not cheap. As you guys saw, it's not cheap at all. Rattling camera did have me concerned about the phone for 2 days. Well, the update came on the third day of me pooping bricks, but the rattling issue fixed itself even before I updated it. So I don't know what was the problem, but it stopped on my phone. I don't know about your devices. It stopped on my phone and it wasn't seen ever, especially after the update. But for me, it stopped before the update. And again, talking about updates, I did have a bit of heating issue in the first 2 to 3 days. I don't know if that's normal. I don't have it on Android devices, so I have no idea. I mean, Android devices are hot anyways. Which Android device isn't hot as until and unless you don't pay a lot for it. Budget ones do heat up. Shit crazy. So this had a bit of heating issue in the beginning, I would say. I think it could have been the fast charging, whatever. But as days went on, heating issue reduced and battery life did drop after the second update, just a little bit. Very, very minute, very tough to notice. If you are that keen about your battery life and charging your phone again and again, you will notice that issue. But for me personally, since I've started using this, I feel this battery is better than any other phone I have used recently. Ignore that noise, that construction doesn't get over ever. Coming to the always on display, the always on display didn't really impress me this year because I have no idea if this OLED screen works same as AMOLED, because in AMOLED, when you turn the screen off, it is true blacks. Basically, wherever it's black, all the pixels are turned off, so it takes lesser battery. I don't know so far if it's the same case with OLEDs as well, because this is an OLED and colors are pretty punchy, but I'm not really sure about the always on display in this, because like if you see right now, always on display, if there is Spotify on, you will still see the screen being on a little bit. Oh, it's on right now. You'll still see screen being on a little bit around the dynamic island. Now if I turn off Spotify, you will see that the screen is off completely. I don't think you guys can see the screen being on around the dynamic island. Can you guys? I don't think so. This, in my opinion, saves a lot of battery, because I have a feeling, I have tried testing it in the dark, I don't notice the dynamic island much, but the thing is I cannot really tell if the screen goes off, is because there is a very mild outline around the dynamic island. I don't know if you guys can see that, but because of that dynamic island border, I'm not able to completely tell if the screen is on or off. I don't have that fancy net calculator or the net detector, so I can't really tell if the screen is on or off when I've put a black screen. But it does save a bit of battery. I did notice that when you have a proper wallpaper always on, does take a bit of battery because it's still using those pixels, and in the black one it does save a bit. Apart from that, if you guys are gamers, hear me out, this is for you. If you guys are gamer and you guys want a small phone like this, no, don't. You cannot play easily with this until and unless you have triggers or external controllers for the phone. If you're buying triggers, fine, you might be sorted, but don't shoot the messenger. In fact, don't shoot the person who did the experiment as well. It doesn't work that well. Because whenever you start playing, you keep pulling the notification shade down and the game pauses. That can disrupt your flow when you're in an intense fight in the game. So you're going for the smaller one for having it handy in your hand, just like how I need it for recording and vlogging. I want a smaller phone in my hand so that I can go around easily vlogging. This is good. It's the same as the Max. It's got the same camera, it's got the same processor, same everything except the battery and the display. If you're going for gaming experience, I would suggest, and you want an iOS, you can go for the 14 Pro Max or anything Max. It's good enough. If you're looking for proper gaming experience, I would still suggest Apple isn't the phone for you guys, but you can still game on this. It still gives good enough frame rates. Doesn't give you all those fancy shoulder triggers or adaptive triggers, whatever it is, but can give you good enough gaming experience because it does perform great on this phone. Apart from that, triple tap doesn't recognize it that well. It takes a bit of time. See, it doesn't. I don't know why that is. Double taps go well, but I don't know about triple taps. Now it worked. I have no idea. You have to tap somewhere around this area for it to recognize pretty easily. It took a screenshot, and now the torch is on. Somewhere around here, but if you try doing it around the Apple logo, it does not recognize that well. Now you might think that it's because of the cover. It's not. I've tried without the cover as well. It doesn't work like that. It's the same with the cover on or off. Does help, does come handy. Triple tap or double tap, you can set it as per your likings. If you want the triple tap to be screenshot or any other function, feel free to do that. Pretty handy. It's been there ever since, I guess, iPhone 11 or 10. You guys get an idea of it. Now coming to the work side of it, I don't know if it is my phone or if it is Google Meet itself. It does have a bit of problem when it comes to the audio recognition of yours. It doesn't pick your audio that well. I have no idea where the microphone is for me to scream into it whenever the call is going on. I did try screaming everywhere doing this. It didn't pick my voice up that well, and I ended up marked absent for the meeting. So if you are doing calls on Google Meet, please do be careful or try putting your earphones or whatever on so far, because there's no updates on Google Meet. I think it'll be fixed. I don't know where to give feedback to Apple because they do consider that pretty much, and if you give a review on anything, any software or any hardware glitch, they do take it pretty seriously most of the times, and they do try fixing it as soon as possible. So if you guys know how to do that, go ahead, do that. Let Apple know that there is a problem with your microphone input on Google Meet. I haven't tried Zoom yet. I'll let you guys know about that as well. If any one of you have this phone and have tried Zoom and are facing the same issues, let me know in the comment section. And it's recording. Fine, let it be rolling. Let's give it a second. I hope this stops. Dynamic Island, guys. Dynamic Island this year. It is the highlight of this phone, but I have a feeling it's going to last only 2 generations because I have a feeling this technology has no future. Many of the people out there did tell it is quite distracting with the dynamic island being on top over there. I didn't feel any problem with that. I did game with the dynamic island being there, so I didn't notice any issues. I do watch a lot of videos on YouTube and I do use my phone for Netflix and Prime quite a lot. I never found it being very distracting, but okay, each to their own. You can have distractions. I get distracted by other things. So dynamic island, pretty useful. They could have implemented it better. Like if you play a song, it's only on few apps right now, like Spotify turned up, and now if you open the clock and then you start up a timer and then you close that and then Spotify, it has opened 2 things on top. Pretty good enough, but could have been implemented a little better in my opinion, because there are many things you can use that dynamic island effectively for. It does tell you if any device is connected to it, good enough, especially Apple devices. I think it could be good enough for food delivery apps or your traveling apps to make use of the dynamic island. It could be good for some games, or it could be good for a download alert. How much is downloaded or how much is uploaded. Or it could also come in handy as quick app switch for your home devices like smart bulbs, smart speakers, whatnot. There are many things you can use it for, but not implemented enough yet. Maybe they might do it, might come up with software updates because it's a software thing purely. And coming to the gaming part of it. Anyways, coming to the gaming side of thing, I'm playing Genshin Impact or Genshin Impact at 120 FPS and high settings. It's working pretty good, although it shows overclocked on top. It's working pretty smooth. Very rarely I would notice anything like a jitter or lag. Overall, it works pretty smooth, as you guys can see. But like I said, gaming with a smaller form factor, gaming with a smaller phone can get a little annoying, especially in games like Genshin. You won't feel that much, but when it comes to games like Call of Duty or Apex, it's pretty evident. Gameplay going pretty smooth, and now we switch to Apex and I'm playing a TDM. It's going pretty normal. I'm using the gyroscope setting as well, as you guys can see. The game, when it comes to Apex, it never drops any kind of frames. It's pretty smooth. I'm playing at high settings and even the frame rates are at recommended setting for that graphic quality. Do let me know what you guys feel about it in the comment section and share your thoughts there. So with that, coming to a conclusion about the iPhone's 1 month review. Currently I'm recording the video with the iPhone itself, so you guys can also judge the video quality seeing this last outro clip, and you guys can clearly segregate the cut so you guys can understand where the clip is. I'm not using a dedicated microphone, it's directly on the phone itself. And yeah, with that being said, I guess that's it for this review video. Do share your thoughts and your ideas in the comment section down below. Like the video if you guys like content like this. I will make sure to get more content like this for you guys in the future that can be conveyed to me by you guys by dropping like. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Turn on all notifications to stay notified whenever I upload videos. With that being said, guys, I will catch you guys next time. Until then, stay safe, love you all, stay awesome, man.